Are we live?
We're live, Mr. Fox.
What did the fox say anyway?
The Fox said we're going to welcome Cara Maria Lady to the show today.
Hello.
The Tim and Tim show. So, in case you guys didn't know who the Fox was over there, that's Tim Sohn of Sohn Social Media Solutions, and I'm Jim Fuse of Fusion Marketing. We're very excited today to have my good friend Cara, who, and we were just talking about it before the show. We both live in the Atlanta area.
Yeah.
But because of, I guess you could say, COVID and a myriad of things, we haven't seen each other since March in San Diego. Go figure.
When that was a thing.
When that was a thing, yes.
Yes.
So very excited today to talk about a platform that Tim and I know very little about. Tim did his first TikTok video yesterday. I still don't know what to think or say about that.
I tried to get Jim to do a TikTok video with me, and he was unresponsive to my messages.
I was busy. I had things going on.
But
we're going to talk. We're going to talk today with Cara about how to get started with TikTok for your business. So, Cara, tell us a little bit about you.
About me. Well, I come from a large family. I have 4 sisters. I'm the middle. I'm originally from New Hampshire, but have lived
where in New Hampshire?
I am from Keene. That's where I was born. It's where they filmed Jumanji. I always tell people that because a lot of my friends and cousins were like extras in that movie because they shut the whole like town down. But yeah, so I grew up in New England and lived in Florida for a while. Went to school in Florida. Then I met my husband and he lived here in Atlanta. And so I moved up here when I got married, and that's almost 13 years ago I've been here. So I've always been super like creative as a kid. Me and my sisters would film just funny videos all the time with our family camera. And my dad and mom would let us use the camera, and everybody would be like, why are you letting your kids like carry around that expensive camera? They're going to ruin it. And they're like, they're being creative. They're making movies. So yeah, I just used to make movies all the time with my sisters. And that's kind of what I do now, but just not with them. They're not into it anymore. I'm like,
well, I will say, because I do, I guess you could say I stalk everybody. They just don't know it. You're very creative. I mean, and not only that, very talented. I mean, you sing, you probably dance, and you're also a photographer, right?
Yeah. My husband and I are wedding photographers. So we cut
spare
back.
Time.
Yeah, I know. We cut back like this year, obviously. But we're actually going to be doing a wedding next weekend, kind of like a last minute one. But yeah, we do that on the side a little bit. I'm more of like, it's so funny because I'm not really into real technical things either. I'm more of like producer sort of mindset. So like I can think of like creative ideas, and I love like making stuff, but like to get there, sometimes like I'm not as good as my husband. So like when I'm like, ooh, I got this idea for a funny video for like my YouTube channel, I was like, can you help me with it? Because then he like brings out all the good stuff and he knows the right set. I'm like, I'm not really good with technical stuff, but I can get by. So.
Right.
Sounds like you're a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they are. They do a lot of great things. And you guys have actually been very involved with the Dave Ramsey stuff. I mean, you guys have believe a debt-free life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome. I mean,
completely.
Because you guys are still so young compared to me.
It's crazy because when I think about it, I'm like, I can't believe we're already, like we don't owe anything. We own our house. We bought it 2 years ago with cash. And, from the beginning of our marriage, we were just like, we want to like do things right. Because I grew up, kind of like on the opposite end of things. Not terrible, but, so we were like, we wanted to change that. So, yeah.
Right. And our friend Stephan Kaplan says, creativity rules. Wedding photographers, you're brave. I stopped doing wedding years ago after my first. Went on to documenting the NYPD and FDNY. Much easier.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
I don't know about that, Stephan, but he is an amazing photographer. And of course, I do like his idea, right? You look up and take pictures, and Tim's been doing that. I've seen a few of his photos.
Ooh.
But let's get into this this topic. But yeah, go ahead. You had something to say, Tim.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Stephan has an amazing live show himself called the Spin It Social Hour that he does every Saturday at 10 o'clock on his Facebook, his personal profile. So everybody check out Stephan Kaplan. He always has amazing photographers from around the world on his shows. And he started this show when COVID started because he wanted to give back to the photo community. And so the show really comes from a place from his heart, and he just has amazing people on from around the world. But thank you, Jim.
Yes. And you have a new show as well.
I do.
You're doing on Monday mornings. Is it always at 10, or is it depend on if you've had your coffee yet?
It's usually at 10 o'clock. The show is called Coffee and Donuts, and I do it with Christine Gritman of Christine Gritman Inc. And it's just a fun way to start off the week. It's on both of our personal profiles on Facebook. We're not all salesy weirdo marketing. Well, we might mention marketing, but
well, I think you guys try to sell donuts and coffee. I will. Not that you're getting any commission out of it, but
not yet.
Not yet.
Anyway, let's dive in, Jim. I digress.
So let's go. I'll ask question one. Because this has been my biggest struggle is Cara, why should a business consider TikTok? I mean, we hear all these different stories about why you should, why you shouldn't.
So that's like the main thing I hear a lot of times, because a lot of people just assume that TikTok is like this teenager app like Snapchat, and there's not much value to it. And you know what I mean? Like it's not professional enough. But honestly, like TikTok is like super popular right now. And especially between like the president trying to shut it down. I mean, it's like it's like the pristine time to like be on there right now, you know, as like a marketer, creator, brand company. But yeah, so I wrote notes so then I would remember what to say. But so one thing like I wrote in my notes was that, which I believe wholeheartedly in, is relatable content, because especially now with, you know, we were all like in quarantine, we were stuck, you know, this stankin' virus is still not gone. And so we're all kind of like dealing with like very relatable things all together. And I think that like, you know, if you are relatable, like not only as like, for me, I create content, but like as a brand and as a company, like people are going to want to buy your product or watch your videos. You know what I mean? Like if you're kind of adsy, like boring, like you can tell when you're flipping through and you're like, ooh, I like that, you know? So it's, you know, I think that's a big thing. And that's a big thing for me anyway, is just being super relatable. And I think, you know, businesses and marketers and brands and companies should jump on the bandwagon, because TikTok is a super popular app, and you can just like, you don't have to be like a LinkedIn type of, because I consider LinkedIn like professional, like whatever, like you can have fun, you know? So
fun.
Yeah.
Tim usually has more fun than me. I guess I'm still working on.
Oh, I could tell
on my being fun.
I love fun. Fun is fun. And we should thank everyone that's tuning in. Amy Iram is here.
Amy, hey. Whoop, whoop.
Stephan is commenting away. Wow, what a plug. You guys are the best. Tim and Jim rock. Now more than ever, Spin a Social Hour, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Make sure to check them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like to have fun. But I think your
now more
message,
than ever.
Thank you. I really do not have to say now more than ever anymore, because everyone I know just says it instead now. So I don't have to.
and we give you credit for it. In fact, when we were on the Amazon live show, we said that a couple of times, you know. And
no, did you?
Yes. Now more than ever, you want to get an Amazon Fire Stick because they're only $29.99.
Oh my gosh. But I think, Cara, what you were saying is so relatable, but like across all platforms, right? That whole idea of relatability, especially right now, we're all going through things, whether they're similar or not. We're going through positive things, we're going through struggles for sure, but that relatability thing really carries across all platforms, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Tim, are we ready for question 2?
Drum roll, please. How is TikTok different from other platforms, Cara? Or is it?
I mean, it is, but the really cool thing, like I realized this when I was thinking about this question, I was like, honestly, like TikTok is sort of like a mini YouTube.
Interesting. How
You know
come?
what I mean? Like, because like at first, a lot of the content I used to see was very comedic. But then like other things started kicking in, like people started like producing like, like cooking videos, like recipes, like there was like this dentist that went viral because he was a dentist and he would like dance in his office. Like it's like dance stuff. It was like comedic stuff. It's like it's like a mixture of like everything. And then when I was thinking, I was like, it's kind of just like a mini version of like YouTube. So I was like, yeah, because it's very versatile is basically,
But I guess my question would be, because I mean, we'll talk about the big behemoth that's always stealing ideas, Instagram, right?
Mm.
So now you have Reels, and
Yeah.
people say, well, I could just start using Instagram and Reels. I mean, why do I need another platform? And so how do you see it as like maybe a competitive advantage to be on TikTok as opposed to Instagram?
I sort of feel that like the crowd on Instagram is like a lot older, TikTok has a lot of younger people, but it's very, I mean, the demographic like ranges. I think the younger people like TikTok more. And, I think that's what, as far as like, if you're trying to sell something or, like um, you're wanting to reach a certain demo, like I think we want to reach the younger people, because they think we're cool. So although sometimes they don't think I'm cool and they give me hate comments, but
how is that possible?
but you know what? That means you're making success, because if you have haters, you finally have found your people.
But I don't know. I use both. I mean, I use everything because I think as a creator, from a creator's perspective, like you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. And so, because for example, they're like, the president's like, let's shut down TikTok like 5 different times. And so I've always like put my content other places. And I know that there are people that are higher up and more influential than me that like don't agree with that. But I think that, well, thanks, Tim. But I think that you should be versatile. You know what I mean? You should cross post your content, like, because I don't know. I'm just a big fan about that.
Oh no, I think absolutely. And Stephan's got a really good question. He goes, he says a serious question. Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
come on, Stephan, why you got to go serious? How would you think someone with a serious show interviewing photographers around the world, and we know Stephan has a show like that. How would he use TikTok? Because he has some of the best photographers that I think probably in the world that are joining him. I mean, he's really grown. I mean, I think didn't he just get LinkedIn Live?
He did. Yeah, I think his show this Saturday is the first one on LinkedIn, I think.
So I can, and I think that's where I struggle as well, is like, how do someone that, I guess comes across as serious, of course, you've seen my lighter side. How does he use TikTok? I mean, I think that's a great
I mean, the really cool thing about TikTok is like, you don't have, I mean, I usually post in the app. And so my videos are, just like the portrait style. But there are a lot of people and a lot of other like, creators and content people that actually put their legit videos on there. So it's like, I don't think there's like a time limit of like 1 minute if you film in the app, but like I think you can do a little bit longer videos and like have more tasteful looking things. And people like serious stuff. Like, I mean, you don't have to like be crazy on there. Like, I would find that so interesting.
I did see, I was looking in the app today. You can actually go live in the app, or is that for certain people?
Yeah. I think if you get up to like 1,000 like followers, you're able to go live. But then there's all these weird rules. Like one time my kid ended up in the video and then I got banned for a week. And I was like, I'm a mom. My kids always get they always want to be in my business. Like, how, like, why do I get punished? But yeah, like, I mean, I think that there's a niche for that. There are people out there that would watch interviews with photographers. Like, how cool would that be? Like, it's not just like, you know, Charlie D'Amelio, like dance moves. Like, people want actual legit seeing talented and creative people. And so just finding like a creative way to kind of showcase them, I think would be neat.
Do you think maybe in some aspects would like maybe behind the scenes, do you think that's a good way maybe for a business to use?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like, I know for our business, I used to actually bring people, like, I would go live and bring them to like the day of the wedding and do like a live stream, or when we were doing a photo session, sometimes I would go live, be like, hey, we're at this cool park, you know, kind of just bringing people along. And then especially like as far as Instagram goes, I would do Instagram stories. I still do during the weddings. But yeah, for sure, like doing like a behind the scenes, like, you know, thing of like what he does, what Stephan does, or, you know, like some cool interviews with different people, you know. And really what you could do is you could kind of like tease it on TikTok and then have them come over to Facebook.
Right. And I've even seen that TikTok is adding an ads feature. My friend, not my friend, I should say, Metricool, who's a company that I'm a brand ambassador
You're
for.
not your friend?
No, well, because you can't be friends with a company, right?
Call them up right now.
Why not?
No, I mean, we have a great relationship, but they actually allow you to run TikTok ads through their social media tool. So that was something I didn't know, like, oh, wow, you can run ads on TikTok. So that could be very interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess it's, I don't know, it's in a sense, I guess it's one of these things because it's so new in a sense to us in the U.S. because it's been around a little bit longer than people realize. Do you kind of feel like, is it the wild, wild west in a sense, and that you still are trying to figure out what works, what doesn't?
Yeah, because it changes all the time, and it can be very frustrating. And I've got other friends that are so talented and, you know, have like taken off since they got on here during quarantine, like. And they also are just like, you know, what's going on with this algorithm, you know, because it changes all the time. And the thing is that it does that everywhere. And so you can't like, don't get discouraged, like just keep creating. That's what I do, you know? And as long as I make myself laugh, I don't care if anybody else watches. I mean, you know, like I'm like, I'll be laughing. My husband is just like, looks at, I'm like, I'm sorry, but is that bad? I just find myself hilarious sometimes. I'm like,
but don't they say that laughter is the best medicine now more than ever?
Yeah.
That's 2 times.
Uh-oh.
We need a counter. We need a now more than ever counter.
We'll create a drinking game. How many times do they say now more than ever? That'll be a nighttime edition. It won't be kid friendly.
Coming soon.
But yeah, I mean, so Tim, I mean, do you have any other thoughts on this question? Anything specific you maybe want to ask Cara before we move on?
How do you figure out if you should be a fox or if you should be serious, or like, do you recommend like testing out different kinds of videos on TikTok and see what works for you? Or
honestly, like it's so funny because anytime I talk to, like, if I go to a social media thing and we're talking about TikTok, people are like, I don't know if I want to start TikTok. Like, is that good for my business? You know, like, I don't really know if that's like the right platform. And the thing I tell everybody all the time is like, I'm like, just test it out. You know what I mean? Like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, you know, just kind of see like what, I mean, I'm a big like advocate of doing what you love to do, because you will find your community and you'll find your people, you know, as far as like, you know, like a brand and that goes. But like, I'm like super big on that, because I'm just like, you're not going to know unless you try. And like, you know, maybe the funny stuff isn't your thing, but you're not going to know until you figure it out. Maybe there's like a different sort of like take on the funny that you'll do, you know, like you know, I always kind of like create content that's relatable to like my life. and I curate my stuff based on like being a mom. So sometimes there'll be like trends that are like a certain way, and I've always done them the extreme opposite of how they're supposed to be done, because I just do them, like it's all about like kind of figuring that out. You're not going to know unless like you're actually creating stuff. So I would say just go for it.
Wow.
Did you hear that, Jim?
I did. But that means I have to think. So
you don't
have to hire.
The funny thing is you don't. Like I have like videos that like I put no effort into.
Right.
Like they've gone viral. I'm like, I don't even like why. Like and then the ones that I'm like put more effort in and they don't do well, then I'm like, like I get frustrated. So I would what I do, in a rule of thumb, what I do is I create like what I love to create, and then I have like more serious ideas, so kind of just like loosen up and like,
Right.
get free with stuff. I don't know.
Just like that.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. It's like a Halloween.
Right. Yeah.
But I would just do it, because you're not gonna figure it out if you don't figure it out. Basically.
Wow, that was deep.
Yeah, and Stephan says the cocktail hour begins now with the Tim and Jim show, now more than ever.
12 o'clock somewhere, right? Or is it 5 o'clock?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to now take a few seconds to hear from our sponsor, StreamYard, and we'll be right back with Cara. Doing the Tim.
And we're back on the Tim and Jim show with Cara Lighty. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did, Fox. Thank you.
Yes. Woo.
All right. So this is like really making me have to think and about TikTok. At least, and I'm gonna go look at for some people. Like I think Gary Vee does a lot on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not Gary Vee, and I don't want to be. I just want to be me. But what are some tips you've hit a little bit on it to spark creativity on TikTok? I mean, obviously, I think people could talk to you, and that could also be helpful for people if they're struggling with ideas, because I know you're definitely creative in that regards.
Oh yeah, I love helping people find ideas. Like I'll specifically like direct message somebody and be like, "Hey, you should do this video. I think this would be good for your brand." I just am like that. I love it. But the thing that sparks my creativity, like, I don't know, there's not like a lot of things. Like, it's just, sometimes I'll just take like a day or so and just scroll like on TikTok on like the trending. So TikTok has a thing called a following page, and it's who you follow. And then it has a For You page. And the For You page is like a trending page. So if you get on that, like, that's a good thing. Your videos take off, people find you, you get the follows. But I will spend time just on that For You page, just like looking at what people are making. And most of the time it's what's trending and what, at the time. But a lot of times, like, I'll be searching for like certain sound clips I want to use, or, that sort of thing. But honestly, like, my creativity just comes at the most random times. Like, I'll be like doing dishes and I'll think of something. I'll be listening to 80s music and I'll think of like, I'm like, ooh, this would be a really funny video if I use this song. So like it's like the most random times, but then there's times where it's like, I'm like, oh, I have like nothing. And like, don't beat yourself up about that, because we all deal with that. Like, even the biggest of creators have like those times when like, they're just like, yeah, I have no ideas, That's why it's good when you have those ideas, like, go ahead and like make that content. And that way you have everything saved. So in those days where you're just like, I don't have any ideas, you could be browsing and getting ideas and, sort of thing. I know one of my girlfriends that does TikTok as well. She lives here in Atlanta. She will go on a live, and she's a improv actress, and she'll just do like improvs with people, or she'll just go on there, and while she's doing the improvs, people give her ideas for other videos. So like, I see her, like, she'll just be like jotting down, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a really good, so I mean, shoot, just go to like a live and be like, hey, you guys have any cool ideas? But it's like once you figure out what works for you and sort of like your direction, like you're gonna like those ideas will come naturally to you, you know. So
Right.
Yeah.
did you guys
do you think so? I guess
Okay.
from a business perspective, what would maybe be some ideas for a business that would be creative, but maybe they don't want to be like you said, they don't necessarily want to have everyone dancing or something like that. What are some
What?
things that that might be helpful?
well, what kind of business? Give me a business.
Well, let's say like either a B2C or a B2B. Like as an example, I have someone I should introduce you to. I work with a company that's a professional framing shop. They build
Ooh.
frames for your photos. We've got our wedding pictures put in them, and they're just amazing work. So I don't know. I mean, what would be something that they could do to like?
Oh my gosh. Like a whole like process of how they do that.
Hmm,
Like set to one of the trendy songs that are trending,
gotcha.
you
So
know?
you could actually
Like,
record it, right? And then I guess cut it
yeah.
up. Is that?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like you don't have to record in the app, like on the spot. You can like I know other because people you see a lot of like varied content. You see really good recordings and then you see like really crappy type of stuff from like a phone, which goes viral as well. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, you can do it from like a camera. There are certain things when you're editing, you can, make it the right whatever, like Vogue. No, just kidding.
Vogue.
But
Straight.
but yeah, like I think like something like the process of how they do that, like maybe like there's different types of frames they do. Like I mean, I would find that interesting. Like I get like sucked into those videos of like people cooking food and like, or like there's like the people that eat food and people like listening to them chew, which is so weird. I'm like, and some people it's like, oh, okay. Like I could dig that. There was like, oh, I saw one the other day. It was a panda eating bamboo.
That's what they do, though,
Like it
right?
wasn't, I know, but it wasn't like like a human. It was just an animal, but it was like his crunching. So it's just like it's so weird. It's the internet is so strange, but yeah, like that. I would love to watch something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So the
Cara, what do you
process.
use to shoot your videos? Do you use a phone or do you use a camera or what do you use?
My phone.
Phone. What kind of phone do you have?
So I think this is the iPhone 11.
11 Pro
Oh.
looks like the
Not a Pro. I don't have 3 cameras.
Oh, it's 11.
Yeah.
Did you see the 12 came out?
Oh yeah, I know. And there's like a smaller one too, or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of random. Yeah, I usually
It'd be a great TikTok video.
That's true. I film with this, but like I started out on YouTube, so like I have like other cameras that I use. And so I haven't used any of my like fancy cameras for my TikTok videos because this is like easy and it's on me all the time. And with a love handle, #love handle.
Yeah.
Like it's stable, sturdy. You can set it like I have a mini tripod I can use, but a lot of times I just do like this and I set it like against something.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm like the most unprofessional creator ever. I'm just like, let's get this video filmed and get out of here. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of varies depending on what I want to do. But TikTok usually just my phone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So Tim, are you ready to ask the final question?
I suppose. Is it a burning question?
I think so.
Cara, how should a business get started with TikTok anyway?
A business should get started with TikTok by getting started with TikTok. I mean, it's like, I kind of touched it on the last, like, it's just like, you're not going to know if it's for your business and for your brand or for your company if you don't test it out for yourself. And you can do that like on a private level, like you don't have to go super public with your account, like try it like, privately, see if something takes off, and I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. Like you're not going to know until you do it. I mean, there's no like fine like way to do TikTok. You just do it. Like, I don't know, maybe there's more professional people that know better than me, but I just know being a creative and being on this platform that when you're not producing content, like you're not gonna get ahead. Like you're not, like if people, I mean, if you're not making videos, like nobody's gonna watch them. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna grow, you're not gonna, that sort of thing. And so it's like the more you wait, just like when people say like, I don't know if I should start a YouTube channel. Well, the more you wait, then the less people are gonna be. You know what I mean? Like you just have to do it. Just have faith in yourself and just do it. And I just want to encourage anybody that is kind of like on the fence about it, just to try to test it out, and if you're like, I don't really think I want to do this, well then thankfully, Instagram and everything else that we have these days. But, I would just say, just do it. That's the only way you're going to figure it out.
And that's a great point. Me and Chris Stone interviewed Chris Kremitzos on Amazon about his book. It's called Start Ugly. And that's the whole thing, right? We want to be perfect. So like you said, hey, you just got to use your phone. It's not like you got to go out and buy a Sony mirrorless camera and get all this crazy lighting just to do this.
Like everybody gets a ring light. You don't need to get a ring light. Just go in front of a window. I mean, you can if you want, but it's like there's not like these like perfect ways to do things. And like, you could sit on your couch all day, like wondering if you should do something.
Right.
Do it. Like, and they're going to be bad videos. Like I have super cringy videos, like between all of my thank God they're all like way like far. So nobody's going to scroll all the way. So don't scroll all the way down. No, just kidding.
Right. What about consistency? Do you feel like you got to post at least so often on TikTok, like, once a week, once a day? Is multiple times a day too much? I mean, what have you seen with maybe people?
Different things. For me, that's why I was talking earlier about when you get in those like creative like modes where you have a lot of ideas, like, have like a day where like you film like a ton of videos, that sort of thing. Sorry, my sister's trying to call me. That way it's like you can like post like multiple in a day. Like I mean, I usually post like 2 or 3 a day, but lately I haven't posted like a ton just because I've been busy with life, So in those
now more than ever.
I mean, in those times where you're not, like where you're not actually like posting, like, maybe you're just creating the content and just living life, like you don't, that's the thing. It was another really popular creator that I saw a post from last night, I think it was, and he was saying he posts like, oh no, it was the other day, it was like 15 to 20 videos a day.
Oh my gosh.
But like most of his videos, they're not, so if you look on my TikTok, like it's, they're at least like a minute long or 15 seconds or like a certain thing. Like his are more of like he's talking to his camera and filming random stuff. So like for me, like, I mean, people like to see that content on his channel, but like I think that would like really burn me out if I was trying to like create things like 15 different videos a day. I'm like, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, he's single, he's not married. I have kids and I'm married and I have a cat. My cat's meowing, if you heard him. He's like, meow.
Does the cat get on TikTok sometimes?
Yes, he did. He has been. This is Nick. He's been on a few of my TikToks.
Nick is a celebrity cat.
Yeah. I did a dance with him, and I've done a couple of different things with him. But so I mean, I would say 2 to 3 times a day, but starting off like, or even just once a day, like don't get stressed about having to do like 5 different videos. Like when it becomes like a chore and you're like, oh, I have to do these videos today. Like it shouldn't feel like that. Like, like film and share what you feel comfortable sharing at first. And maybe that's once a week. You know what I mean? But the more you do it and the more content you have, the better chance of like growing your platform. So you kind of can test out like what works, what doesn't work, that sort of thing. And that whole process of testing it out is going to show you what to do.
And are all the videos or I guess everything is more in the the portrait mode on TikTok? I mean, can you really can't go landscape, can you?
Well, you can, like I was saying earlier, like I probably didn't explain it good enough, but essentially, like you could take a landscape video and put it on there, but it's not gonna, obviously do it the right way. Like when I do it, like it just keeps it real small. But like you can specifically edit videos like for that from like better quality stuff if you want. But yeah, it's just mostly that's the way everybody looks. It's, portrait.
Right.
Yeah. And Cara, what do you think in terms of brands and like, why should they be using TikTok? Is it going to increase their visibility? Are they going to be able to sell more products? Like, just from a strategic standpoint, how will it help them?
I think, all of the above, now more than ever. I mean, it's like I was saying earlier, like when you're making relatable content, like it's one thing, but like major like brands, like there's quite a few that do it pretty good, but like, I don't know, like when you're like immersing yourself in a platform like this, like you are going to grow in that sense. And like, like it's, I mean, it's good overall, like, like as far as like viewers or, just selling your product, like when you, you become relatable. Go over there. Mom. All right, hold on.
I'm gonna ask you something.
Okay, you can ask me after.
No.
Bye.
No, Mom. I'm gonna go try to do the bed.
He's gonna go do a TikTok just for you.
Bye. Not sure why you had to do that. See you.
There you go. There's an example of relatability right there.
It's every time. That's why I'm like, well, time to make a video.
So Cara, obviously, probably one of the best ways to connect with you is on TikTok, and I'll put your handle there. Are there any other places that people should connect with you that you spend time on?
I'm definitely on Instagram. I do a lot of Instagram stories. And I've actually been like repurposing my TikToks on Instagram Reels, which is actually really good. I'm getting a lot of views there, cool. Which is very encouraging at times. So yeah, like I'm everywhere basically.
She's
like literally. Although I don't have a Snapchat, so but I
almost everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have one and I was like, no.
Right.
But yeah, YouTube, most of my handle is the same, except on Twitter. Some other lady has my name and I can't get it back.
Yeah.
Mine has an underscore in between it. So
Gotcha.
But yeah, find me online if you have any questions about, TikTok or content creating, like it's, I just want to encourage people because I know that's like the main thing is that a lot of people are kind of scared and they're unsure. And so like, I'm a person that just kind of puts everything out there. So take it from me and take my advice.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, it works for me. I mean, sometimes it doesn't work for me, but I have fun. And I think that's the main thing is having fun and doing what you love doing. And, like that's like a game changer. Like you should not be in a job or in a position that like you don't enjoy doing, Okay, go over there. Why are you getting my live stream?
He wants to be internet.
Okay.
See what you've done. No, kidding.
Oh, no.
Well, this
Sorry,
has been
guys.
No, that's okay. Well, this has been
good.
Great. I mean, Cara, like you said, Cara, definitely, if you're looking for help with your TikTok strategy, definitely contact her.
Any questions, I'll help. I love giving people ideas. So like even Tim, he was like, what do I do? And I was like, here, try this. This is popular. So yes, for sure.
Right.
Hey, Veronica.
Yeah. So Veronica popped in. Yeah. So if you're watching this live or on replay, if you have any questions that maybe we didn't get a chance or to cover, we'll definitely come back and answer them. So Tim, you want to tell people about who we've got coming next week? Because I think Cara knows.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do another high-tech drum roll. It is Rob Balasabas.
Ooh,
And he'll
Rob.
be talking about YouTube. Speaking of YouTube.
Yes.
So we're excited to have him on.
So we talk about all the different socials. And
All the
so
things.
so Cara, this has been great to have you on. I know we talked about it for a while. So glad
Now
you
more
could
than
join
ever.
us. Now more than ever. Yeah, definitely. Well, I think I'll start paying more attention to TikTok because I don't think it's going to go away. And I think this has been great. You've definitely given us some food for thought. I'm sure
I hope
I'm getting
so.
hungry now.
Tim's
Are
going to
you?
do a lot more
Yeah.
TikToks, I'm sure. So, folks, join us
Yes.
next week, same time, same channels, whatever your favorite channel is. Don't forget, we now have a Tim and Jim Show Facebook page, just in case you're not following that yet. We finally figured out we should have a page for the show, but we're still also on our pages. But eventually, we're going to be on the Tim and Jim Show pages only. We've got a lot of great ideas coming up here in the next few months. We're very excited about this.
That's right.
And so, Tim, we have to get you some more mask, I think, because the fox looked like
you
you
need
got
to
it.
get one and then do a video, do a TikTok together.
I tried. Maybe you can help me convince Jim.
Ugh.
That's it. Yeah.
Or I can go drive to Jim's house and I'll do TikTok with him.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, do that. Just be safe. Stay 6 feet apart. Wear a mask.
Well,
Or a fox
right?
mask or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again, everyone. And we
Thank
will
you.
see you all next week. Thank you,
Thank
Cara.
you.
Yeah, no
Bye.
problem.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.